Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien and today's bulletin: a new plan for the dam, $6.4 million for School of Music upgrade, Big Brothers needed, and more. Nelson Tasman tourism operators seem to have missed out on the regional summit's opportunity for tourism operators around New Zealand. Operators in other centres are being offered the opportunity to get face-to-face with industry leaders at a series of regional tourism summits organised by the Tasman Industry Association New Zealand. This organisation, TIA, are taking the one-day events to 13 locations around the country during July and early August. At the National Tourism Summit in Wellington last year, operators wanted more opportunities to meet and network in their regions. Considering Nelson Tasman region is a geographical centre of the country and has the most visited smallest national park, along with Kahurangi, which is the second largest, added to that the Nelson Lakes, all making us the most diverse region in New Zealand. So shouldn't the region be included in such a summit? Especially since the summit is designed to be an information gathering process from each region to be used to develop the agenda for the TIA National Tourism Summit taking place in Wellington on the 19th of November. TIA Chief Executive Chris Roberts said that tourism operators attending each roadshow will have an opportunity to find out how the industry is tracking against the Tourism 2025 $41 billion aspirational goal, while having a chance to tell TIA directly about the issues, challenges and opportunities facing their businesses and regions. Key industry stakeholders, including the Ministry of Business Innovation and Employment and Qualmark, will provide industry updates. Nelson Tasman region has the 7th highest visitor numbers, which would likely be more if the city had an international airport or Trans-Tasman airport like the one in Queenstown. We asked some locals whether we should have an international style airport.
International visitors have spent a record of $1 billion for the year in Queenstown. What are your thoughts on Nelson investing in an international airport?
I think we should definitely try and extend our runway, be more on the tourist scene like Queenstown's airport. I think it'd be really important for the area.
Well, if Queenstown can do it, Nelson certainly can. Yeah, I'm all for it. I think it'd be wonderful.
Nelson's kind of full as it is, and so with more traffic coming into Nelson, that's just going to wreak havoc amongst the locals. And
I reckon it'd be a great thing because it would get the tourists and more people here, and it would boost the region up a hell of a lot.
That could be a good idea, but I think on the moment the prices are too high for the local people to travel by plane.
I'm from a tourist town myself, but you don't have as many tourists as we do, and we're a fraction of your size. So we live on the west coast, and the amount of tourists coming through this season is so much bigger than it was since Queenstown's got its airport.
Yeah, I mean, if it's expensive to come in here from other places, then sure, but yeah, I don't know, you'd have to look at the economics.
I think it would be great, because right now we have to fly out of here to Auckland before we can fly home.
And I think it would be good if it didn't cost so much to fly out of Nelson to other parts of New Zealand.
I think it would be a good idea, but it really has a nice small town feel, and it would be a shame if the town lost that.
Nelson Tasman Tourism's Linda Keenan told Mainland News that they will be adding their voice and attending the TIA Summit meeting in Blenheim. She said it is likely that Nelson will be a host to next year's regional summit. This is the organisation's first year running this series, and TIA told Mainland News that it hopes the summit will work well enough to be repeated again next year. This year we caught up with one visitor to our region to find out what she thought of what we have on offer.
What do you think of this area?
I think Nelson is absolutely wonderful, and I think it's a place that everybody should come and visit at least once in their lives. It's absolutely super. Wonderful city, everybody's friendly.
What is the most appealing attraction you've seen in this region?
The most appealing attraction is it's just very, very friendly and child friendly, because I have 2 grandchildren here, so most of the restaurants will accommodate the kids, so I think that's really, really lovely, and it's just a lovely vibe.
Tasman Council has released a draft change to the Tasman Resource Management Plan for the management of the water on the Waimea Plains for discussion. Councillor Stuart Bryant, Chairman of the Environment and Planning Committee, said it was important that the Council set out the new water allocation and rationing rules that would allow to permit holders who chose to be affiliated to the proposed Waimea Community Dam and those who chose not to. This is in direct response to the widespread ratepayer concern about the earlier proposal to link water allocation to a property rate in the event of a dam being built. The Council is now proposing to make a change to the plan that will provide permit holders with a choice about whether or not to improve their water supply security and contribute to funding the Waimea Community Dam. Feedback on the draft proposal needs to be in by 31st of July. Information about the draft plan change will be viewable on Council's website, with a formal process of notifying the plan change in September. Construction work is expected to start on the Nelson School of Music buildings before the end of the year and are expected to reopen in late 2016, ready for the Adam Chamber Music Festival in February 2017. The Nelson School of Music is all set for this major revamp as part of the earthquake strengthening requirements that have seen the heritage building close for over a year. School of Music Trust Chairman Roger Taylor said that plans were drawn up, major funders had committed their support, and it was now over to the community. Mr Taylor said the community fundraising target was $1.4 million out of the total project cost of $6.4 million. Fundraising Committee Chair Colleen Marshall is confident there will be plenty of support for the project, given the School of Music's role at the heart of Nelson's musical life and its national reputation. The Nelson School of Music fundraising campaign will be officially launched at a function in the City Council Civic Chamber on Wednesday, June the 24th. The fundraising committee is approaching Nelson businesses and individuals and applying for grants. Also keep a lookout for fundraising projects in the community. The Big Brothers Big Sisters program matches young people with mentors to provide good role models and support. I spoke with Program Director Rachel Saunders to find out more about this organisation that is helping the younger people in our community. Rachel, thanks for taking the time to talk to us this morning. Big Brothers Big Sisters, can you tell us a little bit more about it? It's been going for a while, but please fill us all in.
Thanks for having us on the program too. Big Brothers Big Sisters has been going for nearly 18 years now in Nelson. It started in New Zealand here as a flagship program, and we're thrilled with the way it's grown and gone from strength to strength over those years. Currently we match volunteer mentors with little people. We've got two programs going. We've got a school-based program with our year 12 and 13s who go into local schools, and then we've also got the community program as well, and in that we've got volunteers, adult volunteers, who then support little people on a weekly basis. So about once a week, and they go for at least a year, taking time to spend having friendship with them, doing fun activities and being a positive role model.
Rach, that's just fantastic. You know, people looking after the younger ones and teaching them things. It's really great. It's good to hear. How do you go for funding? I mean, it must cost a lot to keep it going. What do you do?
We do a lot of funding. I'm always after funding, and we don't get any government funding, so we rely heavily on our community, and we're very lucky here in Nelson that we have some wonderful sponsors who come on board, people who give us regular donations. I apply for a lot of grants, and we do fundraisers as well, so that helps us, but it's all about the community, and the money that we raise here in the community goes directly back into supporting the little people here in Nelson. Currently at this point in time we've got over 50 young people on our waiting list, and the need just keeps growing. These little people just need someone to spend a little bit of time with them, giving them support and being a friend.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? You know, you really just need the mentor, don't you? And so where to from here for Nelson? Have you moved out into other areas around?
Actually, we have. We've opened up in Motueka. I launched that in October last year, and we've currently got about 10 matches happening over there and a small waiting list of about 10 over there. So we're looking to grow in that area. Motueka's been an amazing community for helping us get started and supporting us. So we're looking to grow further there, and we're continuing to grow right across the Nelson district from Hira through to Wakefield, through to Tapawera, through to Motueka. We're covering the whole region. We just keep looking for more mentors, so anyone who thinks they might be an amazing mentor or they know of someone who would love to mentor, please do get in touch. We're always on the lookout for you to make a difference in a little person's life.
And for these volunteers that do all this work, is there anything structured that you have where they sort of make up what they want to do with the people? And also, it's traditionally that more women volunteer than men. Is that true for this as well?
Women are quicker on the uptake to volunteer, actually. Men think a lot longer. Sometimes they can take 18 months to 2 years, and they say, I've been thinking that long before they come along to us. But generally, we get more women who volunteer. We need more men. We have probably one girl to every 4 boys on our waiting list, so we're always after men or couples who want to mentor together, which is great. And we give the volunteers training. We do check them very carefully to make sure they're safe with little people, and then we give them ongoing support for the length of the match, as well as the family and the little person. So there's lots of care around making sure that this is successful and works, and they get to have lots of fun just doing what they like to do, just ordinary things. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Carl, does mentor, and he says he goes out fishing and things with the boys, and they just love it because they don't get it usually.
That's true, and a lot of our kids don't. Their families are very busy. They just don't have time for that little person, and a lot of these kids miss out on the ordinary things. When I first came into the program a couple of years ago, what blew me away was one little person in Washington Valley who'd never been to Tahuna Beach at age 9. So it's the little things that make a big difference, and that just has a ripple-on effect. Every little child that's impacted ripples onto every single person that they come in touch with in our community.
Rachel, thanks very much for your time, and on behalf of the community, thanks for all that you're doing.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Nelson, and our community for supporting us.
Mainland TV News reported that council minutes showed Councillor Gail Noonan was absent and hadn't given an apology for a meeting. However, after watching Mainland TV News, she informed us of the council's error in the minutes, as she was in attendance at the meeting. And just for the record, Councillor Noonan has attended all scheduled meetings from March to May, and 3 meetings that were not compulsory for her attendance. And finally, Nelson Classic Bikes Collection manager John Shand is a busy man acquiring bikes to add to this outstanding bike and art collection on display in Nelson. Chrissy Small managed to catch up with John last week to talk about the latest acquisition, a John Britton prototype bike.
John, such a pleasure to be here in this fabulous collection, and of course the latest addition to the Britton.
Yes, Chrissy, this is the Britton before the one here in the background. It's the same engine basically in the very first Britton. It was totally designed and built by John. It's bike number 2 or 3 of there is a bike number 1 which you're going to show later on, but it wasn't John's engine. So this is the most of the special Brittons that was taken to Daytona in 1990 and 1991 and raced there, and it proved to be fast, but not quite fast enough. The top speed was 177 miles an hour, which is quite quick.
It's a good innings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad top speed. It would probably win a lot of races, but at Daytona it's one of the fastest tracks in the world.
Okay, and it's got this interesting full fairing here.
Yes, yes, the airflow over it is becoming important to John. And this bike's quite slippery, but not slippery enough. It was a bit wide. And another funny thing is the engine intake, the air was coming in here to one carburetor and the air was coming in here to another one. And that proved to be a bit troublesome, so that was fixed in the next bike. But it was still a real fast motorcycle for its day. Yeah, it's a great bike.
So look, tell me a bit about what it's made of, because we all know that his forte was carbon fibre.
Yeah, this is an interesting question because carbon fibre was just coming on stream. This bike's made of Kevlar. The material is Kevlar. It's kind of a material in between fiberglass and carbon fibre. And the chassis is made of Kevlar, and this is fiberglass. There's a little bit of carbon fibre here that was just starting to come on stream. It was a new material back then, 23 or 4 years ago. And so it was a transition bike, I guess, to the true Britton that we know. But it was still an awfully interesting motorcycle, and it won a lot of races. It stayed in Canada for a year with the New Zealand rider called Gary Goodfellow, a guy from Dunedin, and he was the Canadian champion. So John left it up there for a while, and he raced it and developed the motor and developed it and got the suspension working pretty good. So it's a real, being the first bike, it's a real piece of the Britton history, and we're so proud to have it here in the collection here in Nelson.
How long is it here for?
It's here. It may be going off to America because in October this year, the Barber Museum are having the biggest collection of Britons in the world. They hope to have about 10 Britons there. And they've asked for this bike to be flown up to show the people, hey, this is the very first Briton engine. So they're trying to also develop a bit of history over there in America, where the bike has a big following, because that's where it won its big races.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. This one actually got second in Daytona in 1991. Yeah.
That's great.
That's why John wanted to go back, because second wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Second was the first music.
Right, so yeah, so he was inspired, and that continued the Britain
of course,
legacy, really.
Of course, we just went back and went back with the other bikers behind us here, and they were racing for second place.
So John, this is #1 Britain. We've got the one on the front. This is a very sexy machine, and I believe that you were one of the volunteer crew that worked on this bike.
Yeah, way back in '92 this bike was built. It's sort of Britain #3 or 4 really, because there were bikes before it that were spoken about. But this is the Britain as the people know it. It's the bike with the pink and the colours and the New Zealand flag here. And yeah, the bike was made, the shape of the bike was made by stretching wire over a shape and doing that. And my expertise was holding bits of wire while John was gluing them and stuff like that. Way back in his garage in Matai Street in Christchurch, yeah. So it brings back a lot of memories. It's, when I see it all the time. I'm so proud to have it here in my own building here. Well, not my building, but Tom's building. Yeah. And it's good to see it every day, yeah.
So how long is this bike going to be here too? This extraordinary, very, well, it's such a status symbol of John Briton. How long are you keeping it here?
Yeah, well, first of all to say that John's widow was born here in Nelson, Christine, and so it's sort of home kind of funny. She likes it to be here, it's in the right place. And what's happening in the future, that in the Christchurch Museum, they're hoping to have a John Briton room in the future, maybe, but of course they've got their problems down there with money and other priorities and stuff. So we're custodians and guardians of the bike till we're living in Christchurch. So probably a year, maybe longer, well, I don't know, because Christchurch has got difficulties and so, you know, the more longer it's here, the better maybe, yeah. Yeah. But it is in New Zealand, and it is on display, it's not out of the country, because the bike at Te Papa, there's another one up there that's off viewing for a year while they're doing renovations up there. So here we have the Briton and Nelson, so we're pretty proud of that.
John, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're very welcome, Chrissy.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialists, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
.1 The Shed.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220. And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979. So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
G'day, it's your old mate the Mad Butcher and you're watching Mainland TV.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialist, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from The Facilitators. We now look after sales for mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
We're the team at Jaycar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more.
Jaycar, 120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.